Wild Goose really, Wild Goose really is a real community. We play together, we fight together, we strive to tell the truth, and we strive to hold the tension of being a community in the power of the Spirit. And we sweat, so drink lots of water. And don't forget the sunscreen. We're also local. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's kind of beautiful around here. This is a piece of land that this community is sharing with us and generations before have inhabited. This is a piece of land that we are blessed and privileged to be able to be a part of. The town of Hot Springs has been hospitable to this community in many, many, many ways, and I encourage you to thank all the vendors and all the storekeepers and everybody else in the town whenever you see them. One local person is David Lamont. He's a singer and he's a songwriter, and his books and CDs are also available over in the tent. The thing about David is that he has performed 2,500 shows on 5 continents. Ask him about his Antarctic tour coming up shortly. And also very important, he has been at every Wild Goose festival since the very first one. He has been at Wild Goose before Wild Goose was Wild Goose. So please join me in welcoming to the stage David Lamont.
He's a tall man. Nice to see y'all. Welcome home. I'm kind of from around here, so I get to say welcome home and mean it. And if you've never been here before, I still get to say welcome home. I hope you're going to feel at home here in a place that means a great deal to me. And before I sing you a song, I want to just take a quick second to acknowledge that long before it was my family's home, it was home to some other people. And I want to just acknowledge the First Nations who were in these mountains long before my ancestors came here. My granddad bought a cottage over in western North Carolina in 1939, paid about $1,700 for it. And it's still in the family and still worth about $1,700, so we're happy that it's maintained its value over the years. And that's in a little town called Montreat. It's about an hour from here. And I live just down the road from there in Black Mountain. But before Black Mountain was called Black Mountain, it was called Great Eagle. That was the Cherokee name for my town. It wasn't until the train came through and people were quite intimidated by that old Fort Grade where all the switchbacks are that they renamed the town. They called it Black Mountain because that's what the train people called the town. When my grandparents died a few years ago, I wanted to write a song about them, but I found that as I started to work on it, it was that old house that kept showing up. You know how some people are so rooted in a place that you can't think of them without thinking of that place. So that's how this song came to be called Great Eagle. Welcome home. I've got some pictures, just some old black and whites. Everything was so simple. Or maybe I romanticize, but it still makes me smile. Looking back on those days, black and white, fade to gray. And the gray eagle flies, and I'm riding along to the land of my father's father, singing the song my grandmother used to sing, about a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck, and I am home. Now there's a sidewalk where the path used to be, where we planted a sapling. I can climb the tree, I find I stand taller with my feet on the land that my grandfather with his hands. And the gray eagle flies, and I'm riding along to the land of my father's father, singing the song my grandmother used to sing, about a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck, and I'm home. Once in a while I like to stop by and make sure that the place looks okay. I stand on the steps with a tear in my eye, and I'm wishing that I could just stay. So I'll take a few pictures with my dad's 35 of my grandparents' home, where they lived most of their lives, and a few in the garden where their roses still grow, and I'm hoping that somehow they know. And the gray eagle flies, and I'm riding along to the land of my father's father, singing the song my grandmother used to sing, about a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck, and I'm home, finally home, and I'm home, home, home.
That was beautiful. So the Wild Goose is going to keep showing up. Wild Goose is going to show up in unexpected places, unexpected times, blowing everywhere, filling all things. In order to see more clearly what the Goose is up to, we have a huge slate of speakers, experiences, play dates, love matches, and all of these are being wrangled by Melvin Bray, Wild Goose board member and program director of the Wild Goose Festival. Brothers and sisters, please join me in welcoming to the stage Melvin Bray.
Thank you so much, Paul, and thank you, David. David writes that music that just gets up in you. So, you may have heard that the theme of the Wild Goose Festival for 2014 is Living Liberation. Yeah. Living Liberation is a call. It is a call that has brought us here. It is a call to join in this wild goose chase. But like most calls worthy of answering, living liberation also costs. And so it's cost us some wonderful people who brought us to this point and now have left us to run this race. And they're with us in a different way, but they've left us to run this race together, to chase the goose together in their absence. And you heard the name of Richard Twist, to whom we, by his family's permission, have dedicated this festival. And you've heard the name of Vincent Harding, who was our festival's first elder. And you've heard the name of Eric Haynes, who cared so much for this festival and wanted to make it possible for us to be here and for this sound to sound this good. That's what he did. He was one of our engineers. But the goose is also a challenge, or living liberation is also a challenge. It's a challenge to be more than we actually are. You know, I am loath in some sense to confess, but must confess that we don't live liberation very well, not even as the staff of the Goose. But it is aspirational. We have come together to be encouraged that together we can do better than when we're apart. And so I am grateful that you are here because you will challenge us. And then those who occupy the different stages and the different spaces and people you'll meet in the byways, they will challenge you. And together, we will learn to live liberation better, and we will begin really building up this new world that Vincent talked about. And so I am so glad you are here, and I am so glad that you are a part of adding meaning to what it means to live liberation. And I am going to invite Anna back on stage to join us, and we're going to sing together one more time that we are building up a new world, and remind each other that we must be strong in that. Will you hold me accountable to live liberation this weekend? And will you be open to others holding you accountable to live liberation this weekend? Can we together become the people who begin to live liberation in this place this weekend so we can take that back home? Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. God bless you.
Thank you, Melvin. He's a beautiful guy. Before we sing this song again, I would love it if all of you would just sometime during the weekend come up with another verse. Just keep coming up with verses and we'll just see what happens, because I came up with 3 today just by walking around the circle a couple times, and I know that you guys can do the same. And I know there are really better writers out here than me. So, but I'm not bad to come up with 3. So, yeah. Yeah, so let's start with Vincent. We are building up a new world. Let's start there. We are building up a new world. We are building up a new world. We are building up a... Builders must be strong. Builders must be strong. We are living liberation. We are living liberation. We are living liberation. We are living liberation. Making freedom live. Making freedom live. In the shelter of each other. Ready? In the shelter of each other, in the shelter of each other, in the shelter of each, we are bound to hope. We are bound to hope. We will make the road by walking. We will make the road by walking. We will make the road by walking. We will make the road walking hand in hand. Walking hand in hand. We are building up a new world. Like you believe it. We are building up a new world. We are building up a new world. We are building up a... Builders must be strong. Builders must be strong. One more time. Builders must be strong. Builders must be How strong? Really strong, right? Builders must be strong. Amen. Thank you so much for singing.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to be back on the main stage at 7 o'clock. I have a few encouraging words for you. One is, the beer tent is right over there. They got beer, and they have root beer. The water station is right over there. I want to see you hydrated. There's also a little bit of food sprinkled around you. There's a couple of places where you can look at swag and beautiful things and books and CDs and other things. But mostly what I would love to see y'all doing while we take a break is turning around to somebody that you don't know yet and saying hello to them and welcoming them in the spirit of the Wild Goose. Go, and don't forget to use the bathroom too, because, you know, just because. So drink beer, go to the bathroom, and drink more beer. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.